up, guys? ARASH RAHBAR, IFBB Classic Physique Pro here, doing my second chest and back workout of the week. I've been training back twice a week, legs twice a week, and chest twice a week, with different variations, not as intense. I have a light day and a heavy day, but to be honest with you, I don't push myself to go light if I feel like I can go light. I don't push myself to go heavy if I don't feel right to do that. So I go with the feel and I'll train as I can. We just started off, it's my second set of warm-up for flies. We're going to start out with flat flies and move on to incline dumbbells. And I'll walk you through some of the things I'm doing and why. One of the major things I do with chest, there's a huge difference for chest development, especially upper chest, is I roll the shoulders back and down. You have to over-exaggerate this movement. If not, the front delt will take over. Joe from Real Muscle Out shooting me today has really overpowering front delts, so we were talking about that earlier. His chest is very well developed, especially his upper chest, but the front delts are so big, you see them firing and doing more of the work than we want. So rolling the shoulders back and down will take the front delt out of the equation to a certain extent. They're still going to work, but not as much, and give us more of the load on the chest. So we're trying to isolate. As I mentioned before, it's not really possible, but we do our best. Not necessarily heavy for the workouts I'm doing, so I'll make it a point to go a little bit slower, hold it at the bottom. I don't like to overshoot like the way Arnold used to do it, because for me personally, it hurts my shoulder, and you're more prone to injury in that position, that low. And I'll flex the top. There's a big difference in coming up to the top, coming up and going back down, and coming up and flexing. It'll make your workout on all movements, all chest movements or other body parts, it'll make it considerably harder. So the key always is, yes, you want to go up in weight, yes, you want to get stronger, but if you can make a lighter weight harder, that's golden, because you're less prone to injury and you're making yourself work harder. And then with that technique, slower rep, more contraction, and eccentric, you're going to get stronger week by week. So you'll be able to do that pause and flex with a heavier weight in 3 weeks from now.
Drowning deep in my sea of loathing, broken your serpent I nail. Will you give in to me? It seems what's left of my human side is slowly changing in me. Oh,
This is really the only reason I get heavy. People think it's for resistance and muscular atrophy, but the heavier you go, the higher the dumbbells, and you can sit on them. Down with the sickness, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your hate and let that open to me. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You mother, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Madness is the gift that has been given to me. Oh,
And when I dream, and when I dream.
One major thing, I don't know if you guys can tell what I'm doing, is I'm rolling my shoulders back. So when I come to the front to contract, it's much harder than this. You guys see the difference? Here versus here. And when the press is, the difference of rotating the shoulder is from here, the shoulder's back. And if I don't retract my shoulder, look at that. That's like a solid 3 or 4 inches. So on the first rep, I roll back, and I'll do this. Versus that. Big difference. Retract your shoulders, you'll get more chest stimuli. So the famous pullovers. You get asked a lot of times, when do you do this, for back workouts or chest workouts? You can do them for either one. I don't feel much that pullovers do so much for the chest muscle per se, but with the stretching, the expansion, it expands the rib cage over time. And that's what the old school guys used to do them for, expanding the rib cage. The rib cage sits up higher, the chest will be protruded, almost like that Arnold effect. But you also, if you're stretching as far as I am, you're gonna get a very, very good stretch and a very, very good pump and blood flow to the lats. So I'm starting today's light back workout with pullovers supersetted with assisted pullovers. So the key between these two is to stretch, elongate, and fill the muscle up with blood. It's working. I get a very good pump in between the two. A lot of you guys are thinking, what is ARASH doing on assisted pull-ups? The reason I do these is because it takes away a little bit away from my body and allows me to focus on my lats. So I'm pulling with my back, my elbows. I'm not muscling and using my arms. Pay attention next time you guys do regular pull-ups. Unless you really, really are advanced and have the strength, it's very difficult to only use your back. So you want the chest forward, shoulders rolled back, and you're pulling with your lats. You're pulling with your lats and your elbows. Almost not even much of a grip. Sometimes I'll use versa grips and my hands are almost open. But when I do a regular pull-up, I'm gripping tight and I'm using a lot of my arms and even delts, rear delts. So this allows me to concentrate on the lat. Great movement to start with the back workout. It sends a lot of blood to your lats. You guys try this or superset this after lat pull downs and you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll get a crazy pump. First, and I look fake. That's okay. guys see me pulling to my hip for the lower lat. But I'm not doing any of this swinging bullshit you see a lot of guys do. Pulling it down low still requires you to lift the weight and contract it. When you're doing these, there's too much of a swing. And the only people I suggest do that are guys that have already developed their backs and have a really good mind muscle connection and contraction with their lower back. Most guys I see trying to mimic that end up just swinging the weight and barely getting contraction. So make sure you squeeze before you plummet the weight back down.
Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm ready. Look for that.
So that's a wrap. My second chest and back workout. Back workout was a little bit more of a supplementary, shorter workout for the week. Until next time, I hope it was helpful and gave you guys some tips you could use in the gym.